Okay, Chris, so right now we're closing out the whole scales and stuff conversation. The way we prioritized this was one on the page, we're gonna learn the open position fingerings of for each key. So whatever letter you want to start with, if you start with C, they all occur at fingering position 1, 2, 3, 4. Like some of them you'll need all 4 fingers, some of them will be the ones that were no reaches, you won't. So for instance, C is going to be our number, our Phrygian fingering. So, like I said in the lesson, it really informs your rhythm playing down on the low strings and so forth. Each one of these should, to some extent, answer the question, what are the other notes I can throw in? For C, we've probably already spent a lot of time in your life doing this type of thing. But for E, there's some new things that you might not be doing. D, Dorian. E, major. So here the reach back notes are replaced by open, and this is the efficient way to do it, but I also suggest that you might want to try, and don't necessarily do this, an all index ring version, where you go, and then index, index ring, index, index ring. That's more of a, like, kind of how it actually comes up. But yeah, so E's one where, probably you've got a few things that you do here, but, those are all the things we can do. So E, 5, or excuse me, 1 rather, major, F, 7, Locrian, or just this. So every string except is open. G, 6. There's 1 note right there. But a lot of the time you won't even hit that, the pinky reach note so much here, really. While we're at it, let's just point out that what you're currently learning right now is G major is E minor. So this is like all your E minor blues stuff also. It's very similar to where we are on the fretboard right now. Anyway, so, we just did E, F, G, A, B, 5. Or, you can do that same thing on that far, and then kind of it gets a little weird up here. But there's some stronger finger versions of that you could try as well. So G, A, B is just going to be playing the first fingering we ever learned, 1 fret back, so it's open note. It's just that on the 6 strings where we have to hit an open note. There we go, A, C, F, G, and get good at each one of them. Do the play and point part, maybe think about rhythm guitar a little bit. Exactly 4 minutes in. So pentatonic play and point. Now we're going to work on getting fast at jumping into any of our pentatonic fingerings. So you're going to pick a fret. I suggest you go back over your C major, A minor pentatonics first, just to have it all on the tip of your tongue. And then hang out at 1 fret and just go, I'm playing pentatonic 1. I'm in these 2 keys. And you will have a major and minor root for lots of these. Now I'm doing the behind the box, number 5 pentatonic, which, oh yeah, this is the fret I learned it at. C, A, C, A, C, A. Number 3 pentatonic, which we learned at the 10th fret. And that's it. Or, this is the one that's more important in that one, the minor one. Want to play a D minor thing. And then the stuff up there secondary works too. But so some of them there's not a good major root, some of them there's not a good minor root. So yeah, just do it for all 4 of the pentatonics. We talked about number 2 pentatonic as just being a fragment, and you can just do it accordingly that way. You know, you'll be like, okay, first pentatonic, second one. You know, just do that if you like. So yeah, just all 4 of them positionally. Same approach we took to our diatonics, that being do them in sequence, and then do them anyway but in sequence, meaning, you know, you can go 1, 2, 3, but then you want to make sure to do them out of sequence. The goal with all this stuff is just looking at the fretboard here and going, okay, like G major, E minor, here's like number 1 and 7, which has this blues box on top of it, and here's this pentatonic up in front of it, and so forth. Just everything is everything. Cool, 6 minutes in your video. Exercises. We did 2-string climb, down anchor, which is our first up and down the neck exercise. And we're going to use C to get good at this, but then ultimately you want to be doing it in other keys. And it would end with, and then you could, if you find yourself locked in a closet with your guitar and spend a bunch of hours on this, 2-string drop also works. While we're at it, if you got up to here and finished up with number 7, you could, in theory, move on to 1 up the neck, especially, or excuse me, 4, the Lydian up here, especially if you're on an electric guitar, or primarily an electric guitarist, which I think you probably are. So there's that. And then we did the positional one that I'll just use the first fingering that we ever learned together. 4s. First 4 notes now, next 4 notes now. What I had suggested for the 2-string climb was that for each one of them, stare at the second note you hit, because that's where the next one's going to start. You can just top with your index finger to that one. The same approach works to this thing we're doing, where we're going playing the first 4, playing the next 4, to the next 4, and the next 4. I'm playing this in rhythm because I spent a bunch of hours learning how to do it. You don't know how to do it yet, you're going to play it out of rhythm, just bang through it. Try to fight against the temptation to play in rhythm when you're learning it. Memorization, everything else, secondarily. There you go, man. That's what we did today. And also be thinking about what kinds of songs and things you might want to work on, and or where you have some technique things you might want to address. But I can certainly help you there. Okay, bro, thanks.